Welcome to this week's Mario Maker feature. Today we're going to be looking at a super world by Pinktops, alternatively known as Pink Triceratops, who is a very prominent maker from the Reddit side of the Mario Maker community, and who a couple months ago, back in November I believe, published a world entitled Hangry Sun Solar System. Now, there are extensive program notes behind this entire super world. Welcome Andy Mocha, by the way. As I was saying, there are extensive program notes behind the super world, including a whole backstory that was mapped out. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but if you're kind of curious about what certain things in this series of levels are meant to represent, perhaps I could clue you in, or just confuse you further. I haven't read the whole thing myself, so we'll hopefully find something that's open to interpretation. Let's get right into it. Okay, we're going to start with a bank of 20 lives. World 1. Planet Earth. A rich paradise filled with delight, but menaced by a hangry sun. Okay. Looks like this is going to be the opening gimmick here, with all of these springs being elevated. I wonder about this coin. I guess that if you hit the POW, you're going to have coin drop. Coin drop is going to drop in that jump block and give me something. Probably a vine that goes up and then hits the mushroom. That is my guess. There we are. And there's some wild growth here. Nice use of the coin drop mechanic. Whoops. Probably should have watched my feet there. Off to a wild start in World 1 already. Alright. Same idea. These are placed such that you can't just wrap around, you do have to follow the up arrows here and hit this first. And here we go. Let's actually check everything to the left. Now there is a series of secrets that is buried in all this somehow. There are some secret rooms that we are apparently supposed to look out for, so we'll keep an eye out for that as we jump around. Because apparently there is some kind of meta puzzle or meta solution that we should be attentive to as we play through all 32 levels. I'm hoping, of course, that I'll be able to do all 32 in this sitting. No guarantee just yet, but usually for a super world of this length, for traditional worlds, we typically can take that down in about 3 to 4 hours, depending. You're planning to make a world with the boss being your anniversary level, yeah? That would be a good way to fit that in. Lost access to the leaf, of course, which does create some complications if we want to fly up this whole layout, but given lots of vines to work with, so just need to not get bumped too much. Yeah, it looks very much like I should be able to get above some of this if I had a power of flight, which currently is unavailable. Yeah, here's another POW activation over there. Oh, also 3 pink coins. I hadn't seen any of them previously, so we'll keep an eye out. Ah, I see. 3 pink coins are all here, so we jump around. Let the Goomba have its little bounce. Oh, I guess we have to respawn it, if we can. Load it all the way back in. If we can get that to happen. Yep. Always loved this mechanic. This was literally the first thing I played with in Mario Maker 1, was using sideways trampolines like this to transport enemies across gaps. So, I personally find that mechanic very endearing. This totally looks like it's accessible. Let's try to make that jump. 30 coin over here, okay. Wondering about the bumper. I think it's probably mostly just decorative because coins just dropped from above. The reason, Andy Mocha, that your anniversary levels the boss is because it's a mashup of all your other ones. Okay, I see. Alright, so this is going to be the key path for that minor challenge. And this is going to be the letter A. We'll keep that in mind, because I think I was supposed to collect letters of the alphabet. And that's the implication here, so... I should, in fact, jot this down. Just give me a moment. And I'll bring up the notepad that we usually use for escape rooms. So this is going to be 1-1 is going to be A ... and let's see if I can get that to display somehow. There we go. So yeah, it's my usual escape room setup. And we'll just use it for traditional world here instead, as these clues come in. Alright. So that's just going to be the letter clue. Not much else to look at here. Of course, the issue that we run into sometimes with the Super World format as implemented in this game is that you cannot actually retry anything. I can always just reset this through the pipe. I'd rather fly up first and see what's up there. Okay, nothing. Let's reset it. Worth checking. I mean, we did already find the alphabet room, technically. But that's just the initial loading zone for the tracks, I see. Okay, going to have a bit of a curtain climb here. Very familiar mechanic. Was all over the place in Maker 1 too, of course, but it actually reminds me of a very specific level in Yoshi's Woolly World that does this kind of curtain mechanic with a sheet of fabric instead, like a carpet. That's the same mechanic, just a different sort of decoration, but of course this whole thing is going to be very vine-themed all over. And let's just not get bumped the way that we just did here. So yeah, we'll just have to be a little bit more mindful of that pattern and make our way across. Pretty extensive level so far, considering how budget-heavy some of the mechanisms are going to be with all those stacked trampolines, as well as this whole row of tracks here. Whoops. Let's be careful. Going to miss that 10 coin, totally. Unfortunately. Okay, so this is just going to turn around here. I see that's the Angry Sun, or the Hangry Sun, coming in hot. You can totally get up to the top level, I bet. Especially if you have the leaf at this point, which I don't. I think this is just going to be mostly a story segment, though. Unless there's a way for me to make this. Yes, there is. Okay, that's going to acknowledge me with the flowers designed to come out. And that's all it's going to do. Just a spot of acknowledgement here. And once again, the coin mechanic, this time not activated by the POW, but by pipes is spitting everything out. Nice way to finish. As we finish the climb up the tree. Tagged gold card. The sun looks like it could use a Snickers, yes. It really could. So much for the 1-1, that's Joyeux Jardin. I believe everything in the level titles here actually is alliterative. We had Joyeux Jardin and 1-1, and then I don't know which one's going to be 2 and which one's going to be 3 here, but oh, I actually do know because I have the level list. And we know that 1-3 is the reef, which is going to be in the water. Doesn't matter which order we do them in, of course, it's non-linear for a reason. Oh, except now I'm watching the pathway, and it totally does matter. Alright, that's okay. We'll get into 1-2, which is going to be Amorous Atmosphere. A level full of heart. Okay. I'm going to grab that. And, whoops. Yeah, I don't think I can quite make that. But up we go. Heart after heart. Now, what is he going to throw at me here? Just coins. Okay. Now, due to these stumps, not really going to get a good high bounce. Catch him. And, of course, after the 3 1-ups, he's just going to fly away. So, not very accessible, but we have clouds anyway, which I will, of course, take up because the arrow said down. And then we have blasters here in hearts. Okay, well timed here, very gentle. Into the chamber we go, and we have obtained a key, or will obtain a key, and a Tanuki leaf. Yeah, I should actually remember that having coins is good in a super world, because the lives may in fact matter. Okay, so that takes me all the way to the midpoint. Wonder what else we missed. Not too much, actually. Well, I mean, I kind of want to explore. Also, I am able to hijack this cloud since I do have a leaf. Oops. I should have just given him a bit of a tail whip. Nope. So much for that. Okay, so this is going to be in a different zone entirely. That's okay, we'll just take that. Yeah, I guess the standard exit would have been out the red pipe over here. So let's pop each of these and see what we get. More leaves. And, whoops, so much for that. Totally squandered. Here's another key. We probably could go up. I should check down first. That's going to be the bonus area. And Terramus, welcome. Yeah, Terramus, I assume that you found us here through having played your Zelda dungeon a few days ago. Which we very much enjoyed. And yeah, glad to have you here. Okay. Now let's just do this whole loop here. I can take another cloud if I don't want to take damage. Well, not that one, obviously. That could have been avoided just by grabbing more clouds. And yeah, we're missing something here. Probably just a flying 1-up, given its placement. This, I believe, is just a planetary icon to the left. We still haven't found the alphabet clue in this level. And it may or may not require a leaf, but let's check this. And this is going to be the letter N. Okay, let's jot that down. And you watched the VOD yesterday of playing the level. Yeah, we had done some of your puzzles the previous week as well, I think. The Goomba level and one of the earlier puzzles. And so, definitely going to have more of that to come. Usually, we run a puzzle stream in the middle of the week. This week, we had replaced it with the Zelda Dungeon stream. Just because of some scheduling changes to accommodate the Nintendo Direct. So, fairly frequent that we'll do some curated content during the week and then viewer levels on the weekend. So that's typically how we run things around here. And it's kind of nice to do that because often I find a lot of puzzle levels, dungeons, etc. do deserve a separate session rather than being confined to viewer levels and the kind of time pressure that can put you under. So And yeah, when I played yours, I definitely missed some very obvious stuff, like just entering pipes that are right in front of me, but that is the usual approach we take to things that have a puzzle element. I never thought of it as particularly unusual until people started commenting on that. But I find it to be a very good fit for that sort of level, so... Okay, let's get into 1-3. Just one moment before I get into this one, in fact, I do need to take care of one thing very quickly, so we'll be right back. Okay, so this is going to be 1-3. And... well, it's just going to be a water level. Of course, we'll check how low it goes whenever we're in the main world. Just to check out some of that camera positioning. Very generous with the coins all over, of course. Which is kind of nice when it comes to traditional design. That will have plenty of reason to just poke around and wait for a fish. Come here, cheap cheap. Nope. That won't do. We can probably just drop another one, but let's see if we can spawn something in. There we go. Star. Okay, that's unconventional. Let's see how we're going to use that. Totally not going to get much of an advantage out of it. Anyway, lots of optional coins all over this one, as you can see. I hadn't really even noticed just how many there were until just now. So we should actually do a bit more exploration. That's exactly what I needed to do in this location, just to find that. Yeah, we had checked this initially. We hadn't really checked this. Okay. But we do know that will pretty much be confined to the 5 pink coins per subworld, and so... whoops. Did I want to go there yet? Okay, so this is just the Earth planet symbol again. We'll just zap everything with fire. I mean, it's quite possible to damage boost through this if you really wanted, but we'll do this cleanly. Okay, here we are. Losing the power of fire, but we'll just let the red sheep slide gently out of our way and hit a checkpoint, and as you can see, 5 coins all taken care of already. Really should have waited for this guy to come over to give me a chance to hijack the cloud, but we'll see what we can do with that. Not much, actually, since we won't really have any kind of jumping off point to gain that much height. Really feel like we missed an opportunity to spawn him in and get into the cloud, but let's get into this location. Quite possibly it was designed in such a way that you would not be able to spawn him in within range of the camera until you had already committed to dropping down, so... but I wonder, because I think there are probably ways to change out that jump a little bit. Nothing here. Let's not get squished. Unless we want to deliberately get squished in order to get some coins that we miss along the way. Nice custom music track here, by the way. That's not something I expected to show up. We're way behind pace. Alright. Okay. One more coin to go, which I think I totally missed. If I did... well, it's probably a safety coin, actually, but... then in terms of the subworld layout... oh, red pipe. Wait a minute. Red pipe. But it's pointing to the blue pipe. Let's check the red pipe first, since that's not the one being pointed to. And let's just see what this is all about. Is this familiar territory? It might be. Oh, it might just be a way to wrap around and let you re-explore, but I don't remember the segment, so... Ah, it's the goal, okay. And we're missing that one coin, which is not going to be in this half of the level, so let's not poke around any of this just yet. I may want to take a death and redo the second half. But we'll check some pipes first, just in case. Oh, whoops. Okay, that was not intentional, but we'll take it. That actually may have assisted here. So yeah, as you can see, we can in fact... Oh, never mind. Yeah, no, you do need to jump out of the way and get too far to double back before you can make any effort to claim the cloud here, so... We'll be on the lookout for 5 coins this time in the auto-scroll section. And yeah, I probably just missed this one right up front, just because it was very cleverly disguised by the cheap. I think so, anyway. Don't seem to recall picking that up. So yeah, there is the possibility of key death here. In which case you just restart the level, I think. I mean, it's just for the bonus anyway, it's not a required exit, but still. Taking a lot of unnecessary hits here, we'll perhaps play a bit more cautiously than that. Did I miss one again? Okay, so I am still missing one. And how would that be? Let's see. It has to be here in the subworld somewhere. It may be through the upstairs here. Let's see what we can do. And we'll just check every pipe along the way, because I feel like I should, in fact, have the final coin at this point. And yeah, we're going to search exhaustively for it. Don't want to just grab to clear, given that with the Superworld system being the way it is, we can't just come back. It won't be here anyway, so I just need to comb through that again and see what's more if we missed something. Unless there was some kind of pipe transition early. Ah, here's the coin. Okay. Never mind, it is here, so I miscounted at some point. Let's not die. This would be a bad time to do that. And let's get back in. Okay, this is going to be the letter D, so... 1 second while we bring up the notepad. Okay, and something. But we'll see. I don't know if it's just going to be a linear message or if eventually there will be some unscrambling, which of course we're totally fine with. But we'll drop in and not die. So yeah, it's going to be 8 worlds of 4 each, I believe. It's going to be 32 total. Progressing fairly slowly so far, but we'll see how much we can get through today. I am hoping to do the whole thing, but these levels actually have been fairly extensive so far. Gentle, but definitely very full of content. We won't be doing all the bonus rooms, but every now and then we can fail miserably at a baseball game or any of these flip panels. Yang, welcome. Hope you are also doing well. Yeah, still got it, apparently. Okay. And we go to Grander Gateway. So we're going to somehow launch ourselves into space from planet Earth out of this spaceport. I believe that's what's going on here. Do I want to take this gate first? I probably... well, there's nothing down there that I can see, so... I guess this will be correct. Nice stacked platforms all over the place here. Definitely very expensive to build. But yeah, we'll take that. You're always going to respawn in the on state, of course, so this is just there to kill everything. And up we go. Is this swamp going to release the 1-up? Yes, it is. Yeah, pretty gentle so far. Stumps everywhere. And yeah, a limited opportunity to take this lift, unless, of course, you just drop the thwomp a second time. Which you could always do. There's the Earth symbol on the right side, once again. One-way panels, let's take that instead. Let the chomp get out of the way, I said. Okay, there we go. Much better. This level Punch used half of its entity limit on that first section alone. Yeah, it certainly seems so. Oh, auto-scroll is going to push me up before I can grab that 1-up. Let's be mindful of the time here. Forgetting about the auto-scroll when it is moving up quite gently. Let's move the swamp here. It's not within range? Yes, it is. Okay. Yeah, I guess if you respawn at checkpoint, you just do have to remember that this mechanism is here, but it's a fairly memorable one, so very easy to see. And up we go. And we'll just follow the auto-scroll here. Okay. It's gonna be fine. Let's see if this is progressive. Nope, just mushroom. Okay. Grab this, and then we know to take this path here, and then the left path, just to follow the chomp spawning. As it wraps around clockwise. Okay, much better. Now that we've reacted properly to the presence of an auto-scroll. Now it's all the way across. Of course, we're grabbing a 50 coin or not. Okay, release. There we go. Much better. And we'll just ride this out across. I comment on this quite often when I play traditional worlds and traditional levels, but the sheer amount of budget that is available to these makers sometimes. Okay, here is a skull. There was a door to the left, so let's decide which one's the secret path and which one is the main path. It looks like you are supposed to notice this door here. No, I mean, that's the boss room. So let's check this first. Yeah, and that's going to be the letter I, so we'll jot that down. I'm not going to pause every time I show the note at all. Eventually just pull it up all at once. But here's a helmet. Space helmet. Unless the gate here is also supposed to be a letter A on the left. I'm not really sure if it's supposed to be A and I. Because I haven't been reading the left side, I've just been reading the clue on the right. So I guess we'll see how comprehensible this winds up being, because I was told that there were maybe 1 or 2 letters in each level. Whoops. So much for that. So we'll see if that winds up being anything comprehensible by the time we get to the end. Okay, through we go. And going to be restored to full here. No way to get upstairs, so we'll just get into the boss room. Okay, thumpity thump, what have we got here? On-off switches, and it's going to be a chomp fight. I guess we just kill the chomp as it gets into the lower level. Whoops. Yeah, the idea is that you just peel both chomps, I think, and you do so using the on-off switches, where you hit with good timing just as it falls into the pit. Also notice that you can use these switches to release the mushroom in order to have some health replenishment, so you do have a chance to recover a little bit as you progress through the fight, which is kind of neat as long as you don't kill the mushroom once you have that dropped in to the lower level. And yeah, it should just be able to get up there and tap that, given that it's... Oh, okay, it's not going to drop it all anyway, it's just going to be in a safe location, so works for me. And so yeah, we'll ride this out to the middle, because then... nope, not quite. But there are going to be more mushrooms, so... which we will, of course, summarily destroy. So let's see if we can actually get the timing down to destroy some of this. Nope, too early. Interesting fight. Very unique kind of timing-based challenge. Very easy to see what it is you're supposed to do, but actually doing it is surprisingly tricky. I wonder if I do have to do both stacks, both layers of the chomps. I would imagine I do. But so we'll see if we can get the drop timing down correctly here. Nope, not quite. Nope, too early. So yeah, having a surprising amount of trouble here, but we'll... maybe, yeah, the mushrooms, of course, just spawn out of the pipe, so once you have unblocked that, you have the opportunity to grab it once again. Not going to help me very much if I can't actually do this with the required timing to kill the chomps, of course. Nope. Yeah, possibly I'm going for the wrong spot here. I'm trying to kill them in the middle, and I don't quite have the timing down to make that happen. Nope. As you can see, just barely off. But yeah, I am pretty sure that that's just going to involve killing one or both chomps, probably both. And we just haven't had the timing worked out for that yet. Because you need to hit right as they land, but you also need to get enough height coming out of the chomp stump in order to hit the switches in the first place, so that's going to be tricky to manage. Okay. Let's try to ride this out. Nope, too early. Oh, interesting that I can bump these using the Shellmet, which I knew but didn't really consider. That's not going to help me, of course, given that I've lost that very quickly. Nope. Yeah, it's surprisingly tricky to do this. And of course, you're not going to be able to hit from up there either. There we go, finally got one. And this one has wings, so it is going to give you enough height to work with. It's just that the timing is going to be tricky, I think. Whoops. But you will get enough height off that stump just because of the wings on the chomp in this phase. Nope. Luckily we have a very generous clock to work with here, because this might take a while. Nope. Really thought that one would be it. Okay. Nope. Nope, that is too early, I think. because the chomp is still winding up on top of the red state blocks. Nope. Don't know if that's too early or too late. It feels like it was clipping against the swamp, but the chomp rather, but you do need to be fairly precise here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, only took me about 130 seconds to do, starting from checkpoint, so we'll take it, and that is the end of World 1. Took entirely too long on that one. I recognize that world record. I think that might actually be programmed. Now let's get on to World 2 here. So yeah, each of these worlds is themed after a particular planet. The first one was planet Earth, and this one is going to be planet Mars, a place of hard labor. This is all from the story synopsis that was posted on Reddit by the maker, Pinktops. Our maker enters the world of work, to Mars, where the great corporations vie for wealth and power. There, she seeks employment as a novice maker. She rides a slide rail to work in a busy Martian metropolis before taking a gig shuttling packages between space stations in the asteroid belt. There's a lot of thought to this, and it's actually maybe a little too long for me to read in its entirety, but anyway, you kind of get the idea that there's a massive space adventure going on. But we'll begin with 2-1. I was maybe not even halfway through the synopsis of Mars, so here's Slip Slide City. And there's going to be ice on Mars, because that's what the rovers tell us, apparently. Slide through. Whip this. And yeah, there's going to be that question block up top. We'll get to that once we come here, but nice gentle tutorial segment here, of course, just getting you familiar with mechanic as well as the fact that you're going to be slipping in some non-ice locations as well. Door here looks like it's going to be a reset point for some reason. Possibly if you want to redo the coin hunt or something. We'll, of course, check this. Oops. Tried to mang my way into those trampolines there, and that did not quite go as planned. Let's grab this. Yeah, there is, of course, the requirement there to be tall. And here we are. Let's do this properly. I said, let's do this properly. Nope. Got out of the crouch a little too early. And yeah, man, you would think that after playing all of your levels that we would be very well practiced with that kind of thing by now, but apparently not. Okay, let's stay crouched. There we go. Much better. This just resets up front, I'm sure. We'll check it anyway. Yeah, I thought so. No. Okay, that's why there's a reset point, is because if you lose a leaf, you have no way of hitting a switch. No. Just checking. And yeah, that's going to be a bomb activation for that gate. But yeah, the thing I was saying about traditional makers earlier is that it seems like they often just don't have to worry about entity limit. You just have so much available. And, oh, we're going to lose that, so yeah, once again, we are going to have some kind of reset point that requires the Tanuki leaf to survive all the way through. And very clear concept here. Nice gentle use of the resets, so you don't just get item locked out of the thing that the whole level is about. Whip that. Very satisfying to just get popped through here. And yeah, that's fairly straightforward, actually, for obtaining the key. I don't see what was so hidden about that. And that's going to be the letter N. Let's just activate everything, just to see if anything special happens. Just going to jot down a letter N in conjunction with this level. I'll pull up the full notepad later on. Okay. Now let's proceed. And then, oh, I see. So we need to drop in there, and yeah, we'll just come back here and grab another leaf. Yeah, nice doubled use of space here using the icicles. We'll just try this again. Seems like we accidentally activated one of the decorative blue skull platforms that are really just here for a little bit of aesthetic panache. Yeah, we can whip this. I said, yeah, we can whip this. And that's just a reset door, so let's not touch that. Yep, we're doing it. Here we go. Okay, once again, now we have the added element of the icicles activating the question blocks. We'll see what that's all about. Yeah, this we just stay crouched and we ride out the whole thing. Pretty simple. And through we go. Nice ending. Bounces you right into the card. Okay. Don't know which one is going to be 2 or 3, but we'll check them both. And this is going to be 2. 2-2. Star Step Station. And it's going to be using the SMB3 space theme, of course. Pop this. I think everything here has been SMB3 so far, if I'm not mistaken. Pop that as well. Oh, can I enter? No, I can't. Yeah, nice use of this little star overlap here. Again, purely just as a decorative element, but a very unique one for sure. Not one that you'll see very often. We're too late to do that, considering that we have the 4-way stack over there. Oh, also, totally didn't notice this P door here. Looks like it is going to be perhaps exit only, unless we have a P switch that we can take all the way back with us just by jumping around all these platforms. Whoops. How? Okay. Yeah, unless there's a way to return with a P switch, I guess that will just be a way of looping back through the layout, which, well, we haven't seen how that's going to materialize just yet. Yeah, I have to remember how these are going to operate. Unless it is just decorative, as a bit of an outline. Whoops. That's just the initial track setup. We're just going to fall into it carelessly, just out of curiosity. Just to see how everything is timed. I mean, that wasn't really on purpose, but whatever, we'll take it. Kind of wonder how far you can make without the use of the platform. Not very, I think. Yeah, because you just bump against the wall against ceiling over there. We're already at the top of the layout. So it is going to be a hard wall that's formed by the ice blocks over there. Okay, I still have to remember that these are not safe platforms, even if I am making a reckless attempt at that 50 coin. That's okay, a little bit of experimentation. Never hurt anybody except Mario. Alright, let's slide through here like we did, in fact, in the previous level. Training us with all these slip-slide mechanics. So, kind of nice to see that continuation here as we get into this icy, starry part of Mars. And, yeah, we'll definitely be grabbing some fire. See what's up here. Up towards the 1-up. Okay, we'll do that. I like how readable that signal system is, just in short notice. Yeah, just a few coins here. Okay, that's got to be 1-up. Nice little challenge there. And once again, just a decorative P-door, I think. Nothing to it. Now, I wonder why we have 2 of those. That's why. Okay, this is going to give me just the symbol, but it's not actually going to give me a letter room, I think. It's just a secret room. So I don't know if we will be given a letter later on in this level, but it seems we probably should be. Grab the checkpoint first, and we'll worry about that as we traverse a little bit further. And we'll open that up. It's going to drop fire, and that's going to get crushed, so never mind that. Okay, down we go. Just Goombas here so far. We can't really enter anything. Nice little star segment over here. Going up the track is going to lead you up to a key, so that's exactly what we'll be doing. Grabbing some 1-ups along the way. And there we go. Nope, there we don't. No, we need to be tall for that. Okay, that's fine. We'll just come back and be tall. That's simple enough. It's at least going to be much easier if we are, in fact, tall. So, whoops. Yeah, just going to miss that. That was supposed to be the fire flower. I wonder if that's going to affect the on-off state that we have, of course, for the E-switch as well. I think it will. Because last time that was just predicated on having opened up the pipe first, unless there was some kind of standardized reset of the on-off state by the time you get to the track swap. We'll see, or we can just actually hit that for a change and not worry about any of that. There we go. Tall. And let's follow the stars. Yeah, nice little rocket propulsion going on here to keep these platforms suspended. Okay, there we go. That was a miss. That's okay. Maybe we can still do it. Maybe we still can make it if I just jump better. There we go. See, no problem. Okay. Going to miss all that, but that's okay. We've got the key for the key door. Hey, Mamuga, welcome. That's going to be the letter T, as well as a POW that's going to drop the 30 coin. Let's write down the T. That is a 2-2. And let's get back out. Alright. You got the vaccine today. You're feeling terrible. Was it just the first shot that you got, or the second booster? Because it seems like people have had quite a wide variety of reactions to that. I actually took my first shot. I've only had my first shot, but I took it rather well, and then I was streaming the night that I got that shot, and then I would say that about 12 hours after I got the shot, it really started kicking in terms of the effect on my arm, that I was streaming with a very sore arm that day. But yeah, hopefully you'll have a good and quick recovery from that, and of course, just a very short-term cost for a significant long-term gain. Alright. Let's move on to this one. So yeah, proceeding through this very slowly so far, but we're kind of on pace to do this, maybe. Depending on the difficulty of the later levels, within about 4 to 5 hours, I would guess. Really been taking my time through some of this so far, though. Arrow is going to point left. We'll see what that's all about. Checkpoint to the left over here. Nothing over here. I'm just going to get squished, and I knew that. I do need to hit the on-off switch very clearly. The conveyor is going to change directions, and something is going to happen. Oh, no, you just need to go through the pipe. Okay, never mind that. On-off state doesn't seem to matter too much here. Ah, okay, so you just need to continuously go through each room and race the auto-scroll to get through leftwards pipes. Notice that you can, in fact, drop down to the initial segment if you get pushed there, so it's not necessarily death every time. Whoops, oh, got pushed out, but that's okay. We can have a gentle reset to the previous segment, one of the previous segments. So, kind of nice to have a mix of those soft resets with boundaries that are a little bit tighter, especially if you do go out of your way to get some of the bonuses along the way. And that's the incentive as well, to be hitting the switches from time to time, just to maintain the conveyor direction in a way that you would like. Okay, going to go over here. Same kind of setup that we had seen previously. I'm doing this quickly enough that I'm not really that attentive to the secrets placement. Oh! No, let's just go back through here and then pop back in and see. Yeah, Thwomp's going to activate on-off. I said Thwomp's going to activate on-off. No, then you need it again. It needs to be a double activation. So, no, this is wrong. I'm thinking about it the wrong way. Yeah, because the Thwomp activates... Oh, no, it's just a semi-solid. Okay. Didn't even look at the semi-solid. Such a simple thing. Interesting, these are P doors every now and then. They seem to be decorative and don't seem to really lead anywhere. And... Ah, okay, so this is going to be... What? Ah, okay, no, this is just going to reset me back here, so I think we failed that challenge. Right, because I think we just need to do the door on the left side. It's going to be a slight hard mode challenge here. Whoops. No, we're not going to get squished exactly. It's just going to be a nice, gentle bonus. And then we pop into this door. And then what? Oh, okay, and then we can pop over to the door on the left side over there. Yes, I see it. So which way do we go? No, we have to go up top, but I'll pop back through this pipe. The whole thing's going to go left. It's going to be a very simple, repeated concept here. Amuga, how am I doing? I'm doing great. Things are well. Really enjoyed the Nintendo Direct earlier this week. It was content that was very much up my alley, so felt like I was actually very well fed for once with what they showed off. And that's, of course, going to affect some of our streaming plans here for the future as we get into late 2021. Okay, pop in through here, and then we need to do this pretty quickly. Ah, no, too slow. but we made it through anyway. That's going to be the letter H. And that's the P door that spits you back out. You're getting Monkey Ball and Metroid, okay. I will absolutely be getting Metroid. Probably the Advance Wars remake as well. I missed Advance Wars very much. And also never played the original Black Hole Rising campaign from Advance Wars 2, so some of that material will in fact be new to me. I put a lot of time in Dual Strike back in the day, though. One of my most played games from that era. That was the letter H. Let's make sure we jot that down, and then we'll move on to the castle. We'll just skip a lot of the bonus rooms for now. We're in a fairly generous bank of lives, and so might as well save some time. Zigzag Ziggurat. Metroid looks amazing. Yes. Especially because as somebody who played Samus Returns and enjoyed a lot about it, I always felt that a lot of the mechanics and ideas in Samus Returns really did deserve to have a proper showing on a console in HD and with a proper control stick to take advantage of the new analog controls that they had built just for that game. And so I think it'll be quite nice to see some of that in a 2D Metroid that feels very new because of the incorporation of those ideas. That's interesting. Look at this strike through the note block here. I don't know that I've actually seen that before. With the way that Clown Card lets the thwomp kind of clip through all the way down. I don't think I had actually seen that. Unless it was part of some off-screen mechanism in some other puzzle, so. Now, looks like we should think about how... Ah, yes, that's how we were able to do it. Okay. I kind of want to redo that just to see if we understand this properly. But yeah, having a new 2D Metroid is honestly a bigger deal to me than having a new Metroid Prime. So, I'm very glad that that's happening. I wonder how that was supposed to happen here. I guess if you... This is interesting. Maybe I do need to come back here and eventually drop in or something. Goomba is going to bounce up, and maybe I just need to bounce over, because this snake block isn't going to do the trick there, just given his positioning. Probably something to do with the Goomba. Let's watch his positioning here. That seems awfully dangerous. Yeah, jump on it as it's falling, and then you can totally catch that. You do need a very precise sense of which location you're aiming for, but... No, I think that's probably not going to happen. Only a 10 coin at least up there, unless there's more or less hidden behind it. But this is a tough enough jump that I feel like there's probably more to that than a 10 coin. Unless, of course, we just jump through here. Why didn't I just think about that earlier? Why don't we just do things the easy way for once? Oh, I see. No, because then you can jump through here, and then the snake block pushes you further up. Okay, that's fine. We'll redo this. Yeah, once again, just these traditional makers flexing how much budget they have available. Okay. Here we go. Cool mechanic. So yeah, we'll go up here directly. Wait for the snake block to come around, and it'll give me perhaps a bit of an extra bounce here. There we go. Fire flower. Now here's a Thwomp and Clown Card. This was also one of the things I played around with quite a lot in Maker 1. But not with this jump block plus on-off setup here, of course. It's As I said, very, very unique. Whoops. Okay, let's bounce through here, race it. Nope. That's not what I wanted to have happen. Wrong idea there. But yeah, very cool idea. We'll push this through. Up we go. Whoops. That's okay, we can still race it. Grab the fire flower. Seems like a very proportionate reward for doing just that. Come on, drop. Nope. There we go. Nope, there we don't. Okay, there we go. Let's move on here. Okay, that's going to go up. Yeah, you do in fact need to take that. Then we'll take this gate up here, which is going to be optional content. Might as well build that bank of lives and get ourselves jammed down here. And, okay, there's another push. And, nope, bad idea. We should just jump on top of the Goomba. In fact, that's clearly what is meant to happen here. And yeah, we seem to have missed an opportunity. Except, of course, we can still get on top of a Goomba. I bought that for the 1-up. Whoops. Anyway, checkpoint has been taken care of. Arrow points left, obviously we're going to check right. And this is bad because we'll get bounced by the desert wind, I'm sure. Nice, very controllable, actually. Okay, this is going to be kind of like a bit of a puzzle segment. We do need walls around both sides, as you can see, at the entry point in order to be squished through, like this. And so we'll think about the push order. We'll scout ahead a little bit first, just to take a look at everything here before we eliminate our access to any of this. Clearly there's going to be elements that are pushed through here, but we got by without that. Definitely some stuff on the right side that we could push out of the way, though. That's we'll have to think about. 50 coin down here. Snake block is going to go down here. We'll watch that push. Yep. And everything is just going to open up. Now, how about this 50 coin, though? Does the block pattern continue? Oh, I guess you can drop safely back down. That's how that is likely to go. And then that's going to be a push here. Just watching this very carefully to make sure we have some idea what the mechanism will do. And oh, that was my chance at 50 coins, so much for that. Okay, missed a chance at that, but we'll come here and punch our way through. Still haven't seen any sign of the key or bonus yet. We'll poke around here and see if this gets anything done. Anyway, this should just drop the coin over here. Nice, right through that slot. Okay. I like how this is placed in such a way that it manipulates the Goomba pattern afterwards. Boss there, although we haven't seen any kind of key yet, so I wonder what I've been missing, because I definitely missed something at this level then. We may have missed a clue. I don't know that for a fact. We are at checkpoint, so I can always respawn here and be a little more adventurous about that, so... This is just where we came in, just going to check this. Yeah, and this pyramid structure that we have going on here. Well, I mean, it is a ziggurat, so... Push this through. Let's see what we can do. Okay, this is going to be a boss chamber. Yeah, we just needed to hit and not hit me. Something will spawn out of the pipes after the activation. P-switch. It should be able to hit the P-switch by itself. Either of these P-switches. Notice the displacement on that one. We don't want it to hit the on-off switches unless it's to release the pipes just that first time, so we'll just follow a certain order here. Yeah, paying attention to some of the pipe placement as well as the interesting prospect of getting on top of that thwomp if you do in fact have a power-up. That would allow you to take some damage. Whoops. Let's not get squished. Yeah, I really do wonder what kind of secret location I missed, though. Because I feel like I definitely have missed something by now. Okay. And, yeah, down that goes. Great. Hit the P. Hit the P. There we go. He is going to give me a star, which allows me to claim the clown car. If I can get that safely. And if I can't, I have to wait for another cycle to spawn another star out of the pipe, which is definitely a bit of an interesting retry mechanism. That you have to create an opportunity for yourself, and if you miss the opportunity, you need to restart the fight, basically. Same with the timer on the star. There we go. Clown car is going to sink. Very interesting fight. Nice little balance of risk and reward here. Going to scan around, of course, just to see if we had missed anything additional. Because I really do feel like we had missed something, unless the secret is at the end. Like here, for instance. Okay, that's just one up. Yeah, maybe it was something readable. Like, look at all this. I feel like there's more going on here. Let's check. I think I definitely missed something. But we'll leave that as a blank, and since I know that this level is one where I didn't do the secrets exhaustively, we'll just note that for later in case we double back from the maker page. So, not quite 100% clear at this point, but we're just missing something. I'll just put a question mark next to that on the clue page that we have going on. Yeah, we're missing part of the clue now, but so we'll see what we can do about that. Okay, World 3. World 3 is going to be Venus to the battlefront. And so the story and the program notes ask us think about why the sun is trying to eat everything and what it's hungry for. We haven't actually seen the sun in a while, I think. We saw the sun back on Earth. I guess we're getting closer to the sun now if we are heading over to Venus. But let's take a look. Bounce Blast Bunker. Okay, bombs are going to bounce up here just to show you the initial mechanic. It's not really going to touch you there yet. Here, of course, they begin to become a little more threatening. Gradually. Yeah, so you can see that there is that firebar timing that goes on at the same time that all the firebars are rotating around the circular track, so we'll just keep that in mind. And we do need the shells to hit the on-off switches. Very interesting mechanic over here. And we're going to get into the key door right away in the starting segment, and it's going to give me an in. I think it's saying in the coins that you see up above. I think that's what it's saying. No. We're going to do this, and then it's going to reveal something. Right? I'm not exactly sure what this is telling me. I mean, I guess maybe the coin collection is supposed to reveal something here. But I don't actually see the shape. I mean, maybe the shape is an F, maybe the shape is an... was formerly an in, but it corrected to that when I collected some of the coins. No, I don't think I actually understand this clue. But let's read it carefully just to see what the shape is of the overall structure. I don't know whether I should be looking at the coins or looking at some other part of the clue here. We'll probably need to come back here and find out, but I'm going to just take notes on this one quickly. For sure, so 3-1, NF, something like that. Not exactly sure what this is at all, so the note screen currently looks like this. Because, of course, we were missing the clue in 2-4. Unless we need to respawn in this room and see which of these blocks become reactivated and available due to, say, containing a vine or something. So, yeah, actually, let's get back into this room from outside. Didn't check the yellow pipe either, and maybe we should have. Nope, no change. And we did check the yellow pipe. Yellow pipe gives me the shell. Okay. Yeah, well, let's not be too fancy here. Interestingly enough, you can in fact change the on-off switch yet again. I don't know why we would do so, but... yeah, we actually want the off state going into the next room because that is not what ordinarily happens. Okay, and then so you get rewarded for taking a shell or just using this shell. And here's the firebar circling once again. Oh, got peeled there, but we have access to the flower now. Let's not get in there unless we get dumped. Yeah, so the bombs are going to affect the overall timing of all these mechanisms. And they're also going to blow up some space over here. Okay, miraculously did that safely. And yeah, it's just going to be bomb activation on everything here, so we'll keep that in mind and grab the other flower. Replace the one that we have lost. Okay, so 3 pink coins. We'll just do that recklessly. Yeah, that didn't go well. Okay. Nope. Much more difficult when you're not tall. Yeah, that was Somewhat poorly judged, but we'll just try that again. Now, of course, we could have just taken the key from the previous segment and just not spent it, and held it for whichever key is accessible by the use of the pink coins. So if you just choose not to do the bonus room, for instance, in the previous segment, and you carry the key all the way here, you will have an extra key, so... okay, let's try this again. Maybe grab a power-up first before we do that. If this is a mushroom... Oh, got nuked here. Alright, up we go. Yeah, let's try it again. Nope, not quite. Yeah, we'll need to take it from the side, I think. Take it from the slope. No. Let's just be tall. Okay. Grab a mushroom. Grab a flower. That should be right in the middle. And this will be much easier to do now. Then we'll grab this. Yeah, I guess the clue earlier doesn't really matter then, because E is the actual clue that we're looking for. So previously the thing was just a bonus room. And E is the actual letter assigned to this level. Okay. Wonder if this is something progressive. We'll check it in just a moment. Yes, it is. It's going to be a leaf. So we'll grab that. And we'll see later on if we actually get to fly anywhere. Not much headroom in this level, of course, when it comes to anything built above. Really tempting to grab that. Yeah, of course we're doing it. Nope. Total miss. Yeah, let's just make a way through here. Do need something to give me the switch activation on the left side. There we go. That's near the end. Whoops. Didn't expect that detonation. That's okay, that was right at the big finish. And yeah, of course we'll grab this. I don't think there was anything special in the E room, so we'll just skip it this time, but we'll have the leaf just as a bit of extra safety. Okay, there we are. And we'll totally miss. Am I going to recklessly go for that again? Yes, I am. Nope, I'm not. Nope, not quite. And it's going to be within bomb range, and so everything's going to be disastrous. So we do need an activation over here, which will not hit me. And so that's going to be another clear. So here's 3-2, Aguas Agravadas. You need to stretch out into some different languages here in order to get all the alliteration to continue and provide some variety, but then here's the water level. Whoops. Yeah, we'll just grab more mushrooms and eventually grab the key in order to get through the key door. Once again, this maker Pinktops, very fond of all these fire bar arrangements. We've seen lots of these already in many different forms. Also like the mushroom spawn kind of disguised there. So yeah, there will be a shellmet available eventually, as we can see. Okay, so we do need some additional key doors in order to proceed here. And a P door as well, eventually. We'll keep that in mind in case we need to race a P switch back here. Oops. I like the use of the fire inside the fire cars in a water context. Of course, in physical terms, it doesn't necessarily make much sense, but it is a nice custom enemy that is, in this context, untouchable. Anyway, we'll scan around for coins. Make sure we collect them all. And yeah, I just need to scan around a bit more carefully so we don't miss anything along the way. Yeah, it seemed pretty obvious there was going to be something back here. We'll bunch ourselves over here. Okay, so we can go through the P door at this point, but okay, so we missed the opportunity. Let me see if there was anything else to the left there. Yeah, there was a pipe there, which potentially would have given me the message clue, as well as an additional P-switch to get me back over. Maybe the pipe is only a P-switch, though, and does not actually transport me out. We'll see, because we already have one thing that we're doing here, which is the coin collection, which might just be the main path. Possibly the P-switch there is the secret path. Unless all of this turns out to be optional, but I doubt it. I think it probably is the main route from what we're seeing. Anyway, going to grab that. And through we go. Yeah, I'm going to put that on. You can, of course, just swim with it in tow, if you prefer. But I think having the shellmet is going to be very beneficial until we lose it. So yeah, we just need to swim back. I think I missed my opportunity there with the P-switch. If that turns out to be the case, I may even just take the death just to not have to deal with that mystery. It may, of course, just point you to the 1-up, but I think it's probably too good as an item to be doing that, so we'll see. Let's just continue, and we'll see eventually if we manage to take a death or something, if we can get back there to look at a P. But yeah, we just need to progress one key door at a time. Hitting checkpoint will preclude me from going back for the time being until I get the next key. Okay. We do have this. We do have the 10 coin. Or will in a moment. Here we are. So yeah, it's just going to be collecting a key in each segment. Key switch is going to let me swim across quickly. Take a bit of a return journey. What else is it going to give me? Not much. At least not yet. So yeah, we'll go through that in a moment. We'll go through that now. And looks like you needed... Oh no, you don't need a P-switch active. You can just bust that open. I will likely check that now. Because it is a bit of a power-up check, actually, so... Possibly this is something interesting. Bomb is going to blow up that location and do what for me? Open up the right side. Give me the letter N, so... We'll write that down for sure here in 3, 2. Back here we go. And that is just going to be the ending, unless we, for some reason, want to pop all the way back out, but I somehow doubt it's going to be a good idea, so let's just take the card and go home, or go to the next level, which will be 3-3. Okay, Magma Meltdown. And yeah, that's the meltdown. And a little bit of time pressure as soon as you see burners on the screen like that. Nice how you can just understand it implicitly before getting too far. Missing all of these coins. Yeah, that was incautious. That was also incautious. These one-tile gaps here, preparing for a run. But of course, sometimes I'm also uncertain about when the bomb is going to detonate, so... It's okay, that time the timing worked out pretty well. We'll eventually have some pink coins to work with. Kind of like how those burners are disguised partly, but in a way that you can still see and plan around. I was kind of wondering if that shell would do anything for me, but we'll just do that. Yeah, interesting some of these pink coins so far, that they all just come together in a cluster to test that you're going to make one big satisfying jump. Quick level 2, 56 seconds remaining, and that's going to be the letter D. So far the message reads, and in the end. So the one thing that we missed in 2-4 is just the letter E. I'll bring up note screen to show you what I mean. So far it says, and in the end. And we'll see how the message unfolds as we go. And in the end, we have learned nothing. And thank you for the GG. And yeah, man, when I was failing at those one-tile gaps there on top of those columns, I was definitely thinking about the last level where we demonstrated that in style. And I think you know exactly which one I mean. Okay, that's interesting. What is that even made of? Oh, just fire, okay. So we'll just watch the tracks carefully, make sure we dodge this somewhat. We'll go up eventually. I want to check around here first. This is just the track setup. Oh, okay, clear condition. Kill 30 bloopers. So there will be a state switch, and that will make some of the pipes accessible if we find a way to hit on-off. That might potentially attract or affect some track junctions, depending on how things initially spawn in, but yeah, a little bit of up and down in lava, but not very much. Okay, airship. Oh, I see. So, is it all 30? At least 30. Okay, so it's just going to be a shoot 'em up segment. And then we are going to miss the flower. Could have used that additional blast there for sure. Now, the fact that bloopers spawn from the pipes as well gives you a renewable resource when it comes to just having something to shoot. Okay, there we go. On-off switch, of course, just gives you more flowers if you need it. Again, lots of coins all available at once. That's going to work for me. And we do need to loop back around, I think, in order to get some of the remaining bloopers to meet the clear condition, but... Oh, wait, why did I do that? I could go through the key door. Hang on. Let's... Oh, I got trapped. Okay, no, I do want to go through the key door, though, so let me see if I can just redo that segment. I knew you needed some kind of on-off switch activation in order for that to happen, so... In order to see the key door, I actually just kind of want to take the death here and see what happens. It's just going to be some kind of secret letter, I think. Given that this is going to be a level with a clear condition, of course, no checkpoint, we'll just start from the beginning here now that we know how it flows. And this time just not skip the key door on our way out. Okay, zap this guy. That counted. No, we wanted to start that off in the off state. Whoops. Oh, interesting spiny shell placement there. That's curious. Upstairs. Whoops. Okay, just being a little bit cautious. Let's just have the car spawn here again. Yeah, kind of nice to have this little teaser early on of what this final zone is going to be before you come back here and do the fight in its full form. Nope, that's going to be a miss. Oh, I see. Okay, because I hit the on-off switch with a charged shot. I dropped the flowers already. That's what happened last time. And then you get the ability to go up as well as down. Up just gives you a bunch of 10 coins, which is perfectly fine by me. Whoops. We'll try to grab more flowers on the way down, though. And yeah, just a planetary symbol once again. And we'll dodge that. Oh, I missed the coins. Let's just take the death. I don't believe I can loop back around, so... Let's pay attention to the coin placement. And yeah, defeating bloopers will not actually be an issue, given that I think when you do the final segment, will just give you a supply of bloopers that you can continue to shoot until the condition is met. Of course, the better shape we're in when we get there, the better we will do. So, let's hit everything here. Yeah, kind of a nice change of pace to have this level in the super world. And oh, might as well grab more flowers. Yeah, we can do that. Don't need to worry about taking the hit there. We do need to worry perhaps about how few bloopers I've actually managed to shoot, or otherwise defeat. And once again, no, forgot all the coins. Do I have the key? No, I missed a coin, okay. Let's actually pay attention to the positioning here. Alright. Yeah, first time was apparently the charm. So let's just get back in. Shoot them up. Nope, a little late to grab the flower, so we'll miss it. And just being a little bit sloppy about my piloting. But yeah, as soon as we're in this sub-world, we'll just need to be attentive to the line of pink coins set up the way they are. Yeah, definitely sort of interesting to use pink coins in a line like that to have a bit of a collect the whole line key. It is essentially just a key, except you have to go in a straight line and get every segment down, which is not something I see very often here, just given that, of course, people tend to parcel out their pink coins much more carefully, usually, and just reserve them for very distinct occasions. Here, this level is not going to have any such hesitation. But yeah, we'll grab all of those and then we'll see about clearing the rest. Okay, car is going to come down. We'll pop back up. Like I said, I was hoping to do this one sitting, but it's entirely possible that will not be the case. In which case we'll find some kind of continuation. Every time I've done a super world here, though, on the stream, I usually do manage to do it all at once. This one, of course, we've been taking our time on certain things. So we'll through all that pretty efficiently for once. Whoops. Still a bit reckless. Also not shooting nearly enough. Those guys, only up to 19. Okay, let's go upstairs. Grab all 5. Retained a fire flower, which is miraculous. 26 out of 30, so we got reasonably close, actually. We'll get into this door here. It's going to give me tea. Just going to write that down. And let's continue. Okay. Objective here is, of course, to kill some bloopers. The fact that we had 28 out of 30 already will make this reasonably quick, I think. We just need to dodge things, shoot bloopers, fry some squid. Be extra careful here, because that's the kind of thing that will happen. That's okay, we've seen the knowledge clue in the room behind the key door anyway, so don't need to worry about that anymore, at least on this attempt. Yeah, we'll just try to get all the bloopers cleanly, so we don't need to hang around too much on the boss screen when we get back there. Yeah, okay, that didn't go well. That's okay, we'll just tap as many of those as possible and go for the next flower if I can. Nope, missed it. Okay, go for this flower too. Yep, there we go. Just barely. So 22, 23, not as good as I'd done before, but not unreasonable either. Given that the best one previously was, I think, 26 coming into this room. So yeah, we'll just be mindful of where the fire is going, and try to dodge on the track and dodge the bullets as well. And just play calmly and watch the spawns from the pipe, which are going to be fine. Need to see everything coming. Okay, let's not lose everything at the last minute like we did previously. And drop into the axe. Okay, that took a lot longer than intended just because of some very avoidable errors, but let's push on. Next planet. That's it for Scorch Snake Sky. World 4 is going to be next. And thank you for the GGs. Jupiter, which will be a world of biological experimentation, as you can see from all the poison mushrooms in the swamp. And there's a bit of a backstory to this one as well. Biological experiments, marauding munchers, radioactive skeletons, pyro plants. And I guess we're still kind of on the quest to do all sort of things on the side before we go back and eventually face the hangry sun in its fullest and most threatening form. So here's Ghastly Gardens, which has a moon. And a mushroom that I missed. And yeah, it's going to be back to this kind of bump animation, which will knock out with the moon far too early. And being the night theme, it is going to have the long jumps. Let's grab the shroom for once. I see, I didn't account for the night theme shroom movement, and that was the issue that we had to deal with earlier. Maybe I don't want to hit the moon yet. Maybe there's a reason to preserve it until later. On the other hand, if we get it now, we'd be able to get on top of the cloud just to see if there is anything, but I kind of want to preserve it just to see if there's perhaps anything worth dealing with. I noticed that this was clearly supposed to be a spring that would bump the whole stack back and forth, and we broke it somehow. Okay, pendulum. Not going to obstruct me from the mushroom. Yeah, as you can see, this finally did spawn. Right, we need to scout around for some of the coins, given that there are 6 of them to collect, and I have not really been paying attention to very many of them at all. Okay, let's move around. And we'll see how far off we are with the coin collection once we get around and do it. Question blocks over there seem to imply that there will be something with wings that comes out. Nope, just coins. Nope, bad idea. Okay, back in we go. Yeah, definitely some things we can do in the upper level that I have not considered. And yeah, we'll just let the moon do its business for once. Not going to accomplish very much for me, though. But yeah, I want to check everything on the left side, perhaps. Nope. Not sure if that's going to be reachable. Okay, we'll just continue. See how far off we are when it comes to coin collection. And anything down here, we have Power of Fire, a flower that's going to very generously pop off the side for us. And okay, up we go. Whoops, very close. Yeah, 3 coins so far. Let's be careful here. Okay. Moon is going to come down. Let's save it for now. Hey, you can see there's a little bit of initial alignment that's supposed to happen with the blocks that gets the munchers loaded on top of the springs. Sometimes, depending on how we scroll or how things respond, that doesn't quite work. Whoops, okay, sure, we'll kill it. We're entitled to that once, apparently. And eventually I want to get up top, but it's difficult to say how we'll do it, given the placement of everything here. We'll see, I think we should have been able to get on top of most of those huts, so... Oh, very nice of the munchers to just give me the mushroom there. And yeah, there should be a way to get up top. Until we see it, we'll just collect some more coins here, and of course... if we can manage that. Might have to take a damage boost on top of this guy, in fact. That would not be the intended solution, I don't think, but you can see there are definitely chops up there that imply that getting up there is a thing we can do, as we are amply demonstrating here. Alright, 5 coins. Let's check a little more thoroughly. And what do we got? Yeah, I really like that idea with the muncher. And all of this clinging as well, that is going to get me over to the final coin. Let's be extra careful as we try to see what everything is doing for me here. Okay, interesting 50 coin placement. Also, no key door yet. Wonder if I missed the opportunity. Let's check. Usually the key doors are quite visible, so... And yes, here's the key door, so... let's check it. Going to be H. Pretty strongly implied, of course. I believe this will just be the planetary symbol. Jupiter. So yeah, we just missed finding 1 clue room so far. But it was very easy to fill in what that blank was supposed to be. Here's 4-2, Bone Break Barge. And what do we got? POWs all over the place. Ah, okay, so we take this up as we go. Kind of like using the P block markers here rather than the very conventional tracks that you see all over the place in Mario Maker sometimes. Lots of coins to collect. Only one so far. Here's a checkpoint. Seems kind of odd that we only have one pink coin this far into the level, but I have no idea how the collectibles are paced just yet. Here's the second one. As you can see, some very fancy use of the drag on the POWs as they dip into the poison. I will block this. That's the idea. I'm glad that was instantly recognizable as something to block. And yeah, here we go. Oh, I like that. We find some kind of use for it. Probably just to clear everything, in fact. Feels like I've missed a lot of stuff. 4 out of 8 coins so far. I mean, fairly certain that whichever secret letter is in this one is going to be the letter E. But we'll see. Whoops. Poor momentum correction there. Once again, just failing to correct for the drag. As everything spawns or moves about in the poison and gets slowed down accordingly. Nice to have a bit of a mushroom there just to prepare for a potentially damaging location. Okay. Forward we go. Oops, wasn't paying attention at all. The dry bones down below. Okay, whoops. Thought I'd nuked all of them, didn't see that guy coming in from the pipe. Just as a mild obstacle when it comes to visibility. Whoops, too far. We've gone too far this time. Okay, going to grab that. That should be okay. We just need to not stand under the open pipes. As long as I can remember that, things will generally be okay. Okay. And that. And that's... See what this is all about. Just defense, I think. Okay, nice to have that 1-up available, of course. Yeah, I guess eventually you do want to reset on the dry bones just because they're dry bones and it'll just keep on coming back. Unless you deal with them. Whoops. Alright, let's see this again. Okay. Up we go. Nope. Stakes everywhere. Okay, we'll eventually get to the POW block in this segment, and that'll help me manage the threat a bit, assuming that I get up there safely. Nope, once again. Not correcting for the platform movement. That's still very unconventional to play around a drag like this, but it works. And it works well. Okay, let's not bunch up directly on top of the dry bones as they're reviving. It seems to happen sooner than I think. Okay, fish bones are at least neutralized. Yeah, I need to watch out for these guys waking right next to me. Okay. Let's watch out here so I don't get anything dropped into my head. And yeah, we'll gladly take that. Platforms themselves stay above the poison. So the surface, safe from physical threats. I don't know if it implies that this is the main exit or if the other thing is the main exit. I feel like it's implying, well, first of all, that I've only got 4 out of 8 coins. That's a really major factor here. Okay, we'll create platforms here. I'm able to wrap around on this side. Looks like we've dropped some things out, though. Okay, here we are. It's going to drop, and then we continue. I just need to mine every pipe. Avoid mishaps. Like that one. I'm probably eventually just going to get off of this half. As you can see, it woke up right on top of me. I thought it was going to bounce on top of it, and that was not the case. The PAL block in that location would have helped quite a bit with clearing the space, though, so keep a lookout for it. Nope. I should have hit the blocks, of course, to give myself some room. And that was not really the best approach. Okay, here we go. Gotta tap all that. So we have a jumping off platform. I guess in Mario, every platform is a jumping off platform. A takeoff location. Except underwater, perhaps. But yeah, it looks like we're bunching up a lot of enemies in this location, which is maybe a bit of a concern. That's okay, we'll watch this on-off interaction here. And I'm not even close when it comes to coins. I'm missing 1. Do we want to go back for it? That's the question. I think this is not hard to establish by inference as the letter E, though, so we'll just pass. Except now I can't because the platform is gone. So we'll redo it anyway and see what I missed. Yeah, there's this guy off to the side here. We grabbed that pretty consistently, I think. Whoops. Getting a bit sloppy. That's okay, we'll just clean that up. I'm not playing very well today, but it comes and goes. That ability to play any of this at all. Okay. Up we go. Whoops. A little bit too much slippage here. And then we'll pop all this stuff. Yeah, nope. Still not compensating for movement. For such a simple, invisible concept, like this has been a bit of a trap for us. Here we go. Okay, nice short bounces over there. We'll go over safely. So far, so good. Then, yeah, just gonna drop my head every time. And totally misses. That one there. Yeah, I am missing one coin, so. Oh, once again, have to remember to actually get the gold card. Let's just finish it. So yeah, I missed a clue here, but I was fairly certain I knew what letter it had to be. Okay, number 3. Radioactive reaction. Okay, that's gonna be more poison swamp. Oops. In keeping with the world theme so far. Okay, I was wondering what's going on there. Yeah, we've seen this kind of chase mechanic before, actually. This was also something that was used in Aegis Cook's Super World, if I recall, in the final boss segment. Yeah, we'll just try to claim some decent positions here. Grab some coins while we're at it. Whoops, that's dangerous. I would like to grab that coin if the enemy would like to indulge me by giving me a spot. Oh, except the Cheap Cheeps would have touched poison at that point, so never mind. Yeah, the coin collection requirements are getting ever more stiff. But we'll just keep eyes peeled for any that I can hunt for. And we'll see. Yeah, it looks like it's a cloud and one-way panel setup, if I had to guess. Oops. Nope, I do need a bounce or being tall, I think. Yeah, we'll just make sure we clean this up. Like I said, I may wind up running the Super World over 2 segments, which is not something we had done previously. I do try to crunch everything into one stream, but this one's going slowly enough. And it's doable, I think, probably on pace for 4 or 5 hours at this point, depending on the later levels, of course, but I've been fairly exhaustive about trying to hunt for secrets and reset for coins, but that's something I may not have budgeted for here. And let's actually dodge the cheap cheese for once. Grab that. Thank you for the follow. And just let this zap everything a little bit as we, whoops, come down here. Yeah, just poor timing all around. So yeah, not playing this very well. This or some of the previous timing-based levels, we just a little bit off today. But you know, just in terms of the pattern reading and the timing and just general instinct to not fall on top of projectiles right on target every time. But yeah, this is something that can be corrected if we're paying attention in terms of avoiding the cycles that you want to avoid. And yeah, need to wait for that to come up. I don't know why I keep expecting it to come up just as it dips. Okay, same trap here. Okay, we'll fix it. Okay, there we go. Doing it cleanly for once. And once again, we have the problem of being small. It's okay, we'll just go for that until it sticks. Very early on in this level, though, given how few coins have been made available so far. Okay, there we go. One of the more successful runs we've had, which is nothing to get complacent about. Nice that these basically double as ground markings for when you are streaming this game, perhaps. And surfing between channels. And okay, up arrow here, I do want to check around here. Now let's get out of here. 4 coins so far, though. I feel like I'm definitely missing something. Okay, grab this. Nope. Okay, that's going to be fine. That's not going to be fine. Whoops. Yeah, the beam there really does constrict quite a bit of space. Oops. Pause, of course, being one of the items that had people quite excited right from launch. As we can see. Some experimentation with it all over the place. And okay, let's do this. And yeah, trying to look for an opportunity to grab a coin. I think I just need to drop in with the donut block. didn't read that accurately at all. Whoops, no, I think I missed a coin. Let's go back. Oops. Okay. Nope. Wait that out. Excellent sense of time, as always. On the part of our nemesis here, of course. Not ourselves. Okay. Go. Did I miss one already? I may have. So yeah, it just means that our commitment to the optional content may be falling apart slightly. Okay. Then we're gone. Might as well lose the shroom, apparently. Nope. Again, already kind of committed mid-jump when that came out, so not much to do there. Well, another opportunity to just get everything here in order. What an interception. Really just been one interception like that after another, and that's really been the story of this level. Wow, very close one there. Oops. Nope. Every time. Just wait for it to fire before I do anything reckless to try to outpace it. Okay. Up we go. And here we are. Okay, now we attempt some of these cycles. Oops. Yeah, not the right timing here. I think donut block drop is the only way, as I said much earlier. Okay, let's get this. And we'll just wait. Okay. Be another coin here. This one should be the tricky one. Nope. Nope. Once again. Zapped pretty hard in this, actually. Didn't expect to have too much trouble. Especially with how simple these elements are. But there's quite a lot here that they do interact with, so... Okay. Oh, actually it stayed safe for once. Yeah, really not finding the most graceful ways to take a death here. Nope, wait. Let's check the other location. Nine coins total, and that's of course on the assumption that 4 was already what we needed in the first segment. Okay. Need to watch just a whole lot of different patterns here. Makes things work. Okay. Nope. We have to let him fire first. Nope. Yeah, same idea there, just keep thinking I can land on a platform when I can't. Okay, here we are. Now. Okay, just barely saved that time. Could have gone quite well. And yeah, we'll just let it shoot. Oh, hadn't gotten in that close before to the whole setup. Possible to jump him at this point. Just lodge him from the pillar, but let's see how about true that is. Okay. Collected 2 more. Okay, so you have seen them all at this stage. And yeah, we'll just... Nope. Yeah, this level has been a serious roadblock so far, just from dealing with all the projectiles and also just occasionally forgetting what I'm going for. Yeah, having a bit of a rough time with this one. Whoops. I mean, our ability to play this game at all just kind of comes and goes, depending on all kinds of external factors. No, let's remember the other alien game bring down with us. Okay. Drop that. Now the Cheep Cheeps add a bit of a complication here. Yeah, this is by far the hardest thing I've had trouble with. All of Samus Returns are all these levels that are theoretically based around some similar concepts, but no, this one is really just a straight traditional Poison world. Really depends on who you interact with on all the NPCs that are in game spaces like this one. Okay, Taster Rainbow here with these 2 boxes or glasses or whatever they are just lying in wait. Okay. Okay, we'll just drop into that location. All will be well. I feel like I'm down a coin at this point, though. Okay. I'll find some way to jump up on top of this guy and move him. But being defended by the cloud setup makes it a bit tricky. Yeah, we're nowhere close to key coins required. Wow, okay. Yeah, this one definitely gave me a bit of trouble. Okay, that's fine. Got a mushroom, we've got coins. We're not doing too badly. Until, of course, some of the bottomless pit pathfinding starts shooting its way over. Okay. Yeah, not going to try to chase him down, given that the camera movement is going to feel rather erratic as he gets pushed all the way to the right. Okay, we are missing 2 coins. One is here. I feel like this one's somewhere obvious earlier. I am, however, not keen on redoing any of that, so just live with it. Yeah, so that did not go very well. That's really just a case of murder. Like I said, might not be on pace to do the whole thing today after all. If other levels ahead of us go as badly as that one. Here's Pyro Plant Palace. So yeah, we'll miss the clue in that level as well. Naturally, we'll check all of this. Okay. Lovely decorations here for sure. Looks like the whole thing is like an ancient Japanese temple. Pagoda. Look at all these seesaws at the bottom here. Oh, whoops. Just be careful. Those are for them, not for us. Okay, that'll work. Hey, cloud access. Which is great because there is in fact a cloud-related bonus zone. Always nice to be rewarded somehow. That kind of thinking. Checkpoint. I don't know if it's just going to be a strip of all 5 pink coins somewhere. This last time. Nope. And okay. Go. Door here I didn't see previously. What's this all about? I guess it's just an O, unless this is just a giant I. We'll note that down. And continue. And okay, up. And up. Yeah, I kind of like this idea here. Okay, that's not going to help me very much, but we'll take it. Of course, I haven't seen what the pink coins are all about just yet. Do I play versus with viewers? No, I do play viewer levels, though, on the weekend. So same time slot tomorrow, as well as the day after tomorrow, I do viewer levels at least twice a week. The reason I don't play versus is because I have literally never gotten a sufficiently decent connection for it. Okay, so here is the skull segment here at the very end. It's just here to show you what's coming. So looks like there is a bit of a reset loop here. That depends on being able to collect all of this stuff. Yeah, we've had a lot of oofs here today. I think I'm feeling a bit more tired than usual. That's probably why. We just had one level go really quite badly over simple things. It's nothing technically elaborate, just some bad play. So yeah, that is going to be the main exit. And that is going to be Tanuki into the boss room. Okay. So, yeah, Piranha will need to hit an on-off switch to spawn something down the pipe. And then hit the on-off switch again to make sure we can drop whatever it is that spawns. So something will spawn out of the pipe and then we have to drop it. So 2 switch activations will be how we do that. No, we don't want to just grab the mushroom when we don't need it. We want to keep some things in reserve. Same with the one that's at the claw on the right side. Okay, so it is going to be Spiny Hat. Nope. Okay, that was not what I expected. In a bit of a weird situation there, where Cloud with a Piranha just crashed right into me as I was hitting the switch and getting myself trapped. Not trapped, but momentarily stalled in the red-blue state block. Yeah, this is much as far as we came. And we'll drop this over here. Yet, you can see, quite dangerous. Does allow me to take out a Piranha though once I get into position. Nope, we have to redo this all over. Yep, fairly simple though. Drop the Spiny Hat, take the Spiny Hat. Hijack the Cloud, that's all there is to it. Apparently though, much easier said than done when it comes to dodging basic things all over the level. Whoops. Yeah, given that this will be the halfway point of the Super World, I may actually cut off after this. It's going to be unusually early and unusually short for my stream because I do typically run close to about 4 hours at a time, but today I may be playing this a little bit too tired to actually show things off properly, and I'm just sort of thinking about it in terms of pacing, that if we're not going to finish it in one go anyway, it makes sense to split things half and half rather than just doing most of it now and only a little bit of it later, so. There we go. Of course, we're going to check the Cloud. Alright. And that's going to be the finish So that is it for World 4. Well, let's see how we're doing. Because we're going to be getting into World 5, which is Saturn, home of the advanced technological research, according to the story synopsis. So at this point, I think what I'll do is I'll just sort of inspect how we're doing on the maker page. Now, the uploads are not actually in order. So it's going to take a little bit of nonlinear browsing because some things got re-uploaded and shuffled around, I think, when everything was published at once. But we'll just do a bit of a sample later on. Levels are close to, you know, sort of 3%, 8%. I mean, you'd think that's fairly easy and doable. So was everything else so far, but we did have trouble with some surprising stuff. One here, what was this? Yeah, considering that, you know, these are really high clear rate levels that we're talking about. I should not have had as much trouble as I did, but maybe a sign that today is maybe not the day to be doing it, so. Let's take a look at what the World 5 levels are going to be like, if I can actually find any of them. I might not be able to find it, so. Yeah, having a lot of fun with this so far. Great concepts. Some pretty interesting ideas. And of course a strong thematic element to it, from World to World as well. But despite my original intention to just kind of run the whole thing in a 4 to 5 hour stream as necessary, we may actually defer this. So the continuation will either be on a Sunday to Monday stream as a bonus, or the Monday and Tuesday stream that we typically reserve for puzzles, and I think it'll make a lot more sense to split it up. So, and we barely have anybody here today anyway. It's been an unusually quiet stream, so probably not going to bother too much with passing on a raid. But we'll cut off nice and early today, and just keep yourselves well paced and come back for viewer levels tomorrow and the day after. Yeah, just have to know when things are perhaps not going too well. I had a very long day leading up to this, and so the alertness, I think, was definitely falling apart a little bit in World 4. Anyway, thank you, Mang, for coming by and showing off the shark from time to time. No, that's a salmon, that's not a shark. But showing off the salmon from time to time and just being all fishy about it. Thanks for watching. This will be continued. The next time we do a feature stream, we'll probably do an extra stream to cover the rest of it this week. So, in the meantime, you have a good morning over there. And until we proceed. Very well, it is a shark, okay. Until we proceed with that then, enjoy the shark. Very well.